How you doing? I'm back. My name is Rick, and this is WindersRanger. Wanted to do a quick video. I've had a lot of requests about using the Wahl Senior Cordless, and we're going to do a quick video on using that today. Basically, I do a modified high and tight, or maybe a modified flat top. The top's not perfectly flat. I kind of contour it a little bit. And I keep the sides really short as I can get them. I've got this set to not quite 0, but pretty close. I'd say probably a 30-second or so between the cutting head and the guide on the outside there. But basically all I do is I bring the guide in, you know, the thumb guide there. I just pull that in as far as it'll go, and I've got it set pretty close. And then I'll just cut the sides, and I'll get everything where I want it to be on the sides. And then I'll set the guide depth, just kind of eyeball to what I want as far as the center, and I'll go right down the middle, you know, starting just off the front of the brow, and I'll go right down the middle, and I'll go all the way down past where I've already cut the back. And then I'll do both the top corners, or the two edges on the top, and then I'll bring the guide back in as close as it'll go. And then I'll trim this edge and this edge. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. And all I do is just kind of by feel where I'm at, you know, where I've been, where I need to cut. And I'll go over it several times, and then I'll use my hand and kind of feel to see if I've missed anything, and then go back and do it again. Your hair has got a, I guess we'll call it a grain, or it lays a certain way. I'll have to run the clipper against that to get a good cut. If you go with it, it seems like it wants to miss a couple here and there. Maybe because it's, you know, the tines on the trimmer head here are actually pushing over them, and it's not allowing them all to get in there. I don't know. But I'll try to go against that, and it seems like it cuts a little better. You see, all I'm doing, just by feel. And I've got a mirror just off view of the camera here, so I can use that for the sides. I can kind of see where I am. It's not really an exact science. I found that mostly by feel you can get pretty good at it. If you haven't watched any of my previous videos, I'm completely self-taught. I haven't gone to barber school or anything like that. When I was still going to the barber and having somebody else cut my hair for me, the last few times that I went, I had started cutting my own hair. And I was paying attention to what I could see in the mirror, you know, and what the barber was doing as far as, you know, what I could feel behind me where I couldn't see. That's kind of subject to your interpretation, I guess, since you can't really see exactly what they're doing. But first couple of times that I cut my hair, let's just say it had to grow back so I could do it again. It didn't come out quite the way that I wanted it to. But that's the nice thing about cutting your own hair. If you mess up, a couple of days it grows back, depending on how short and how long you want to keep it. And just try again, you know, not a big deal. Worst comes to worst, if you're allowed to, depending on what you do for a living as a career, you just throw a hat on, cover it up for a little while until it comes back. And I'll just look straight into the mirror. Just run right down the middle. And that sets the depth that I want for the, we'll call it a flat top. And then I'll brush it back, and then I'll do it again, because you're going to miss one or two hairs. Then I'll go down both sides, both edges, I guess. See if it's getting relatively flat. What I find is I get a couple of hairs on this edge here and this edge here that kind of just go different directions than what everything else is. So you have to go and brush that and go over it, brush it, go over it, to try to get as many of them, and I still don't get them all. Generally, I'll brush this side over a little bit, kind of get everything standing up. I don't know if that shows up, if you can see that. Right along in there. Get some of the wild hairs. And then I pulled my guide in, and just with a steady it as a hand as I can get. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll go down both these edges and get the, call it a 45, I guess. It's not quite. And to do that, start from the back and I kind of work up. I run down the edge just to sharpen that up a little bit. And then I just kind of eyeball it. There's no exact science here. Have to brush it again to, you'll have some more hairs that are going to kind of go in different directions on you. Well, on me anyway. And I'll go along this edge again. And then along up top. I've kind of changed one of the things since the last video that I've done. I was cutting hair, and it's kind of what I used to do is just come along this edge and then do along in front. And I found that, like in this corner right here, both sides, it was it wasn't getting this corner very well. So I'll come down the side, and then I'm coming in a little bit on that corner and then going across the front. And it seems like that's taking care of some of the issue that I was having. And that's going to change different hair types, hairstyles, head shapes. Sounds kind of weird, but everybody's head shaped a little bit different. So what works for me, you'll have to kind of play with to get that right for you. So that way it's going to be a little bit different. It'll be a trial and error to get it to where you're satisfied with it. So what's working for me, take that with a grain of salt, I guess, and just try it. And you'll have to try it a couple of times. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Same thing. Gonna work up the back a little bit. I'll come down this edge. Gotta clean things up a little bit. Same principle. Just kind of eyeball it until I get to something close to what I'm looking for. It's pretty close. This side sometimes gives me a little bit of trouble trying to get it to match the exact same angle as the other side. And that's because I'm not left-handed. I'm using my left hand to do it. I'm typically right-handed, so I have a little bit more dexterity there than I do with my left hand. But I'll brush it a little bit. I'll come back and do the corner again. So now what we got to do is buzz across that top edge there. So we've got both sides pretty much done. Now what we're going to do is try to concentrate on this right in front here. All I do is I just take the clipper, and I really can't see the angle so well because my hand's right in the way, and you know, but just kind of guess, get close, and then just a little bit at a time. You can always take more off. If you take too much off, the best you can do is to clean it up and wait for it to grow back. So all I do is just I'm kind of guessing how close I am. See, too much. It's not too bad. Still, took too much off, but that's all right. And then I come from the top down just a little bit. I think that pretty well does it. That being said, if you have any questions, feel free to throw a comment down below. I'll do the best I can to answer them for you. And if you haven't already, hit that like button. That helps out a lot. Feel free to share the video. That helps out a lot more than you know. If you hadn't subscribed and you want to keep up to date on videos that I've got in the future, hit the subscribe button, and we'll be sharing some other stuff here in the future. I'm mixing in a lot more theme park videos here lately. I've gotten a season pass, so that's the reason for that. A lot of the content is coming from that. It's challenging working a full-time job and having enough content to put 2 videos up a week, but in any case, bear with me. I'll throw out a couple of haircut videos as I get requests, or think of something that's not just the same old haircut video every day. That was that. And this, in case you're wondering, this is the I think the 3rd time on this one charge that I've cut my hair. And after this one, I'll charge this back up, and that way it'll be good to go for the next time. Like I said, if you have a question, feel free to throw the comment down below, and I appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys on the next video.